Hi everyone, welcome back to What's Efficient channel. Today I am diving into a topic many EV owners and enthusiasts are curious about: battery degradation. I will be sharing my experience with the battery health of my MG4 EV after 50,000 miles. We will look at the numbers, discuss how my charging habits and daily driving style looks, average consumption over 50,000 miles and the amount paid for electricity, and compare the results with an industry statistic and predict what the future might hold. Now, let's jump right in. After 50,000 miles, my MG4's state of health is sitting at 96%. That means my battery has lost about 4% of its original capacity. Now, at first glance, that might looks and sounds a lot, but it's actually perfectly normal. You see, most EV batteries experience quicker degradation in the first 50,000 miles. After this initial drops, the degradation curve typically flattens out and slows down significantly. To put things into perspective, industry data suggests that even after 250,000 miles, an EV battery like mine could still retain 90% of its capacity. So what does this 4% lost actually mean in the real world? When my MG4 was brand new, its usable capacity was 61.7 kilowatts hour, giving me an average range of 281 miles on a full charge claimed by the manufacturer. With a 4% loss, I have dropped about 2.5 kilowatts hour of capacity, roughly translate to 12 miles of range. Now, here is the big question: did I feel this loss? Honestly, not at all. In day-to-day driving, that slight decrease is almost impossible to notice, especially since range can vary based on driving conditions, weather, charging habits, charging habits and their role in my battery degradation. Let's talk about charging habits, which play a huge role in battery health. Over the past 55,849 miles, I have followed these key habits. AC versus DC charging. Most of my charging, 89.5%, 12,309 kilowatts hour, has been done at home using AC at a slow 7 kilowatts rate charger. This is gentle on the battery compared to the DC fast charging. Fast charging. I use DC fast charging only on road trip or when absolutely necessary, which is about 10.5%, equivalent of a 1,600 kilowatts hour. Even then, I rarely charge above 80% and avoid pushing the battery to 100% on fast chargers. As a side note, after 55,849 miles, I use 13,910 kilowatts hour and my average consumptions turned out to be 4 miles per kilowatt hour, which is equivalent of a 6.4 kilometers per kilowatt hour. Charge limits. On a day-by-day, I drive down the battery down to 20% and charge it up to 80% for daily use. I am only going to 100% when I need the extra range. These habits are key to minimize degradation, and I highly recommend them for anyone looking to extend their EV battery's lifespan. Daily usage and driving style. In terms of daily usage, I average about 67 miles in the morning, 62 miles in the afternoon, so on average 130 miles on one of my working days. Mostly I'm driving on motorways, so a daily 80% battery will cover my daily need, and by the end of the day I will arrive with around 20%, depends on the season. If it's summer, I can arrive with 30% left in the battery. A 60% used from the battery, it is 37 kilowatts hour, which can be charged back into the car's battery overnight during the 6 hours of off-peak tariff. Using a 7 kilowatts EV charger, I can put around 6.5 kilowatts hour in the car battery in each hour. So 6.5 kilowatts multiplied by 6 hours equal 39 kilowatts hour. A little bit more than my maximum daily consumption. My driving style is fairly moderate. I do not floor often, but I also don't baby the car. My preferred motorway speed is between 50 to 60 miles per hour. I do rely on regenerative braking whenever is possible, which helps preserve energy and reduce wear on brake pads. As a side note, if is to calculate the cost of charging my car at home on off-peak tariff, I will multiply 12,309 kilowatts hour with how much is now the off-peak tariff. 7 pence per kilowatt hour equal 861 pounds. Let's compare my battery degradation with some industry statistics. Research shows that EV batteries generally lose about 2 to 3% of capacity per year on every 20,000, 30,000 miles. More recent data from Geotab published on September 2024, link in the description below, shows that battery health improved 22% over the last 5 years, on average 1.8% degradation in the 2024 data versus 2.3% in the 2019 data. My MG4's 4% degradation at 50,000 miles fits well within the range. Looking ahead, the degradation curves is expected to flatten even further. By 100,000 miles, I might see another 2 to 3% drop, and at 250,000 miles, my battery could still remain and retain above 90% of its original capacity. Prediction and tips for battery longevity. So, what can you expect if you own an EV or plan to get one? Based on my experience and data, don't worry too much about initial degradation, it is part of the process. Focus on healthy charging habits, like sticking to AC charging whenever is possible, and avoid full charges on DC fast chargers. Drive efficiently, use regenerative braking, and keep your battery between 20% and 80% for daily use. With these predictions, you can keep your EV battery health for years to come. That's my story after 50,000 miles with my MG4 EV. What about you? How has your EV battery held up, and what tips do you have for preserving battery health? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to hear about your experience. And if you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell icon for more content on EVs, sustainability, and renewable energy. Thank you for watching. My name is Ciprian, and I will see you in the next video.